Little break from the Palawan tour videos, and we're back in New Zealand again for a short ride from Alexandra to Cromwell. You've got the Aero Commander again, which no longer burns out your eyeballs with how bright the interior textures are. We'll just take off first and then have a little look at it after that. Okay, we're up. Downloaded this and flew it in a recent video, and the plane itself seemed nice. Well, nice to fly, but the interior textures included a lot of really bright white colouring, and I thought that looked terrible. Just thinking, if I put the autopilot on, then hopefully it can hold itself steady while we have a little look around. Yeah, right. So outside I've done a little bit of repainting, nothing special. Can be better, it was just a test kind of thing. We seem to be flying into the ground. Not sure if that's me or what. It might be best to just turn off the autopilot and I'll carry on hand flying. So yeah, in here was the main part of the reason to want to repaint things. The panel and stuff in front of us, and even more so all the seats and walls in the back. That's all much darker now, and I think that looks a bit better. The way the person who made this aircraft has textured things, yeah, it's totally fine where the majority of the individual items are a single colour, and what they've done is take part of the texture sheet of the colour that they want and just sort of stretched it around stuff as required. And as I say, for a single colour, that's totally acceptable and it works fine. For my style of repaints, you know I like to make things look more rusty or dirty, so where I've done that on other planes, the dirty image I've edited onto the texture sheet is now definitely not one single colour. And that might be a bit of a problem here, as there are parts where the stretching of a rusty or dirty texture would be very obvious that it is stretched, and it would be, look very much out of place and kind of wrong. Yeah, but some of it does look okay though. There's a degree of stretching happening outside as well, so there are limitations on what I can do with this aircraft. But that was part of the reason for this today, to have a little experiment with painting it, and gives me more of an idea of what is possible or not. Yeah, so I will put this in my mega page now, just in case anybody wants it. Have a look in the Explain 12 of the stuff, and I'll make an Aero Commander folder. I think it's certainly an improvement even now on what you can, yeah, the overly bright original plane that you can download from the org. But yeah, the reason I'm not going to put this repaint on the org site yet is that I'm very likely going to do a bit more tweaking to it over the coming weeks and hopefully make it look even better. So I think this could become a semi-regular star of my Explain videos, as I do quite like it. Yeah, steam gauges on the panel, they're nice and clear, easy to read. Quite a fast aircraft, or fast for the kind of flying that I do anyway. And it's not too bad for the feel of it with hand flying, which apart from rare occasions, hand flying is all I do anyway. So yeah, it's ticking quite a lot of boxes for me, not least of them being that it's free. There are other things which I think are better, but it's still very good, so yeah, I'll most likely use it, both pleasure flying and video flying. I'll keep you updated on any more repainting I do as well. Yeah, by the way, just in case anybody does download this repaint, there will be a folder called, well, it's called Dazza now, although rename that as you like. That needs to go in the liveries folder. Then there will also be a load of other items, and they need to go into the aircraft's objects folder, and it's all of those which cover the interior, so do make sure you put things in the correct places. Yeah, I'll include some instructions which should make it obvious. So here we are then, we made it. This is Cromwell, which is now a custom airfield with custom built hangars and stuff, so it's fairly accurate to what it looks like in real life. Let's see how we go with landing this Aero Commander, which I know that it is called a Shrike, but I'm going to carry on saying Aero Commander, as somewhere in my head the word Shrike keeps getting rejected, and I will probably forever think of it as a Sprite. Maybe that should be the colour scheme for when I do some more repainting to it. Yeah, that lemon and lime flavoured livery. Yeah, okay, then let's see what we can do. Did have quite a nice landing the very first time I flew this. In that Palawan video, so yeah, hopefully we can replicate that. Down, stall. That was rather a large bounce. Was no bollocks. Yeah. So stall for the first touchdown. Huge bounce. Proper slam into the floor for the second one. Yeah, I'm gonna go and put the kettle on. Have a coffee. I'll see you again next time.